State versus James Cottle Jr., 15-66, possession of hydrocodone, controlled substances, drug paraphernalia. Good morning, sir. Has another one, you say? Okay. Also has 15-117, similar charges. Okay, I'm looking at 15-66. Where do we stand on this matter?
Your Honor, there was a failure to appear on April 17th. It's my understanding Mr. Cottle has been served with that warrant.
Okay. And in 15-117, thank you. Okay. That's a new case, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll take up the new case. How does he plead to the charges against him?
Your Honor, on the new case, 15-117, not guilty.
Okay.
Waive reading and service if necessary.
When will we be scheduling pre-trials on arraignments today? August 21st?
That's perfect, Your Honor.
Okay, on the new case, I'll set him to reappear on August 21st at 9:30 for pre-trial. And we'll go back to 15-66. And was there ever an arraignment on this case?
I do not show one in my file, Your Honor.
Okay, I suppose he just needs to be arraigned.
Plead not guilty on that, Your Honor.
Okay.
Waive reading and service if necessary.
Your Honor, I provided a copy of both files to Mr. Hancock.
This is a Division 4 case, a 66 case. Do you want to transfer it to 3?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll set it for August 21st also, 9:30. Anything else?
Your Honor, would the court be inclined to set a bond for Mr. Caudill? I believe
Yes.
one of the cases he has a bond of $20,000. I'm not sure which case that is.
Well,
Your Honor, he had an original bond of $10,000 in 2015-66. The bond in 2015-117 I also show was set at $10,000. It does have the failure to appear from April in 2015-66, and I do note that in 2008 he was convicted of felony failure to appear in Boone County.
well, I'll just leave the bonds where they're at, and he can post a new bond in case he failed to appear on.
It's $10,000 in each case, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
State versus Jake. That's all we can do today, Mr. Carter. Thank you. State versus Jacob Walls, hot checks, 15-166. Jacob Walls. Is he in, oh, he's in the courtroom, okay. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, do you have a lawyer?
No.
You intend to hire a lawyer, make
Yes,
out, you intend to hire a lawyer, okay? You understand the charge against you?
Yes, sir.
And how do you plead to this?
Not guilty.
Is Judge Webb's next appearance July 31st, is that right?
I believe we're holding court on the 10th and 17th. I'm not sure about the 24th.
You're going to have court on July 10th, though?
I believe we are scheduled for July 10th, are we not?
I don't have it on my list.
But-
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, I'll set it on. I'll enter a plea of not guilty. You reappear before Judge Webb on July 31st for attorney status. At what? Does he start at what time?
8:30.
8:30. You're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
State versus Michael Linville, 15-114, possession of methamphetamine and marijuana, and 15-65, criminal mischief, paraphernalia, reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident. I think I signed a document appointing the public defender to represent Mr. Linville, probably on this new case. Maybe not. How does he plead in the new case?
Your Honor, plead not guilty, waive reading and service if necessary.
Okay. In a new case, I'll have him appear before Judge Webb on July 31st. At 8:30 a.m.
Hunter, are you showing that that case is in Division 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it not?
Well, we were under the impression that both cases drew Division 3, but we may be in error.
That's wrong.
Well, it's 15-114.
114. Okay, we had 113. I apologize. And I'm going to provide Mr. Hancock with a copy of our file in both cases.
We'll just transfer these to Division 4. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. That's all we can do today, sir. Thank you. State versus Kevin Belsey, 15-113, theft of leased or entrusted personal property. Looks like he's already been arraigned. Is there anything to be done in the case?
No, Your Honor, just a report on the discovery. My file indicates that we have not received discovery.
Okay.
I have a copy of our file and provide that to Mr. Hancock right now.
We'll send out a scheduling order.
Arkansas Orthopedics and Sports Medicine now offers you 2 orthopedic surgeons, both trained in all the latest surgical techniques. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler specialize in all forms of orthopedic problems and injuries, from torn rotator cuffs to joint replacement, even sprains or broken bones. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler will see you quickly and with the highest standard of efficiency. The entire staff of Arkansas Orthopedics works to keep you moving. Call today for an appointment. Call Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler in Harrison at 741-8289.
Liquidation Outlet in Harrison. What will you find today? Hi, this is Amy, and we have a big selection of bathroom supplies, including mainstays, faucets, shower caddies, shower heads, bathroom space savers, and a lot of miscellaneous plumbing supplies. Stop paying retail and head to Liquidation Outlet for great savings. If you miss a day, you miss a great deal. What will you find today at the Liquidation Outlet, just off the bypass in Harrison?
Best deals that you can get at the Liquidation Outlet.
Vic Satellite and DirecTV are here to help you stop cable costs from cutting into your summer fun. For only $19.99 per month for the first 12 months, you can get all the great programming you love at a fraction of the cost. Call 870-704-4099 now and get a $50 Visa gift card when you sign up for DirecTV today. Vic Satellite and DirecTV's summer fun sale ends June 30th, so call now. Don't let cable crunch your summer fun. Call Vic Satellite and start your DirecTV service today. 870-704-4099.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
15-83, possession of methamphetamine, Kenneth Morgan. Does this public defender represent this gentleman? Is there anything to be done?
Your Honor, if we could have him, Mr. Morgan, transported, I think we could have this case worked out today.
Very well. We'll transport you to the courthouse today, sir. State versus Andrew Davis, theft by receiving, possession of a defaced firearm, possession of drug paraphernalia, 15-93. Is there anything we need to do today?
If we could have him transported, Your Honor, I think we have this case resolved.
Very well. We'll transport. State versus Dustin Kidwell, 15-101, possession of methamphetamine with purpose to deliver, drugs and firearms, firearms to certain persons, paraphernalia, other charges. He had earlier entered a plea of not guilty before Judge Webb. We'll send out a scheduling order. Other than that, do we need to do anything?
No, Your Honor. It looks like I have discovery and this scheduling order already.
Okay. That's all we can do today, sir. Thank you. State versus Amanda Jones, theft by receiving, 15109. Good morning. We'll issue a scheduling order. In this case, he's already entered a plea of not guilty.
I'll provide.
Go ahead.
I'm going to provide Mr. Hancock with a copy of our file today, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. State versus Kayla Thompson, hindering apprehension, theft, 15112. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have a lawyer?
No, sir. I applied for the public
Okay.
defender this morning.
Appointed the public defender to represent you, and you're appearing here to be arraigned. How does she plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Request a jury trial, waive reading and service if necessary.
Very well. I enter the plea of not guilty, reappear on July 31st at 8:30. State versus James White, Jr. Are you Mr. White? Can you hear me? Okay, that's Chad Stewart. I apologize.
James White on his way.
Okay, very well. We'll get to Mr. Stewart next. Okay. James White, Jr., use of a communication device, theft, 15-75. Let's see. Looks as though he has been arraigned. What is the status of this matter?
Your Honor, we provided discovery and a plea offer on May 15th. It's my understanding that Mr. White is currently awaiting bed space at the Department of Correction.
On another case?
On another case, Your Honor.
Are there any pretrial motions we need to take up for schedule?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll just leave it as scheduled.
Could we have Mr. White transported, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank
We'll
you.
transport you to the courthouse, sir. State versus Chad Stewart, 15-63, possession of methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia.
Same thing with him.
Okay, we're here for a pretrial, or is there anything to be done in that regard?
No, Your Honor. Discovery has been provided by the state. It's my understanding Mr. Stewart is also awaiting bed space at the Department of Corrections on a previous probation revocation.
Very well.
Offer has been extended.
Could we have Mr. Stewart transported, Your Honor?
Yes, we'll transport you to the courthouse, sir. That's all we can do today. State versus Robert, right now. State versus Robert Marsh Jr., fraudulent use of a credit or debit card and other crimes, 04226.
Yes. Oh, just a second.
Is this on a petition to revoke or a petition to show cause?
Show cause, Your Honor.
Sir, appointed the public defender's office to represent you. And how does he plead the petition to show cause?
Your Honor, he will plead not guilty to the contempt petition.
Okay. Set the hearing for July 31st, 8:30. Okay. That's all we can do today, sir. Thank you. State versus Latasha Smith, possession of methamphetamine, possession of marijuana, other drug-related crimes, 08129. There was a petition to revoke filed back in May of 14.
Your Honor, there was a non-appearance on March 6th of this year. The information we had received was that she was hospitalized in Batesville. Hearing was reset to March 20th. On that date, there was a non-appearance and the failure to appear was issued.
I'm looking at an order December 5th where she was going to attend Freedom House in Russellville. A bond was set.
Yeah. Ms. Dukes is her probation officer. She is present in the courtroom.
Judge, I will say this about March the 6th. I did get a letter from an attorney over in Batesville by the name of Mr. Vinson, and he provided the medical records, and I've shown those to Mr. Bradford, where she was in fact in the White River Medical Center over there on March the 6th. I did not, I know we attempted to contact her by phone either that date or that Monday after the 6th. Could not reach her. I'm not sure that she got notice to be here on the 20th. I know she did contact the office at some point, but I'm not sure she had notice to be here on the 20th. We'd asked the court to reset the probation date, hearing date, and release her back on her original terms and conditions.
Set the hearing for July 10th. Present bond will stand good.
Do I have it on?
Oh, is it? Okay.
He won't be here on the 10th, but he'll be here on the 31st and
Well,
24th.
your previous bond was a surety bond. Did you post that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bishop Fund,
Say it again.
signature line,
Okay, who posted that for you?
my mother.
Okay. Well, I said that bond will stand good.
So I can be released on it.
That's right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you understand what your court date is? July the 10th.
July the 10th, yes, sir.
Okay. Get in touch with our office, okay?
State versus Tierra Tate, defrauding a secured creditor, 15-7. Two, you say, and 11-278 theft.
That's the revocation case, Your Honor.
Yes. Judge, we'll need to have her transported.
Okay, we'll transport you to the courthouse, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
State versus Daniel Smith, simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, manufacturing marijuana, 12-147. set for hearing today.
Okay. Your Honor, in speaking with Mr. Smith's probation officer, Ms. Dukes, he has paid in full, and it appears the primary concern is just for Mr. Smith to have a place to live. If he could find a residence, and otherwise he appears to be in fairly good graces with probation at this point. They would be willing to dismiss the petition if we could just make sure that we know where he's living. We have a good address for him.
Mr. Smith, are you still at 1715 Sierra Court?
No, just not to stay there anymore.
Well, what is your address?
I don't currently have an address, sir.
Okay.
Is his brother, is he still helping you find an address? Are they still working on that?
He shoots late, I get up, work, sleep,
So he's not going to allow you to stay with him in the meantime temporarily until they find you one, or?
No, it has to do with his wife won't let me stay there.
I think that was the House of Hope, possibly we could set him up. They do have where they help people get, into a place. If he can, maybe go to the House of Hope, right, and contact the House of Hope and see if they can help him with that, and hopefully we can do it out soon after.
I'm fine with that.
Can we maybe recall him while I make that phone call and try to make those arrangements? Possibly.
With the court's permission, Dan, would you oppose that?
No.
See if we can make some arrangements through House of Hope, find a place for him to live.
Okay,
We could have her check on that and recall the case.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll call your case later, sir.
Hi, this is Jim Fitzgerald of Community First Bank, and we have a variety of home loan options that are sure to fit your financial needs. From 100% financing rural development loans to VA loans for veterans to FHA loans with low down payment options, your locally owned hometown bank has the right home loan for you. Community First Bank, where it's all about community. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison is the go-to place for all your denture services. We know how to get good results. We save you time and money because our lab is on site. A dental office you will like and trust. Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to Harness Boots. Just look for the big red boot next door. Call today. You'll be glad you did.
Now what?
Let's go. That way.
Have fun out there on the compact, capable, and entirely new Pioneer 500 from Honda.
Come see us at 824 North Main in Harrison.
State versus Charlotte Hodge, hot checks 13-3. Set for hearing today.
Or we'll need to have her transported over to resolve
Very well.
the case.
We'll transport you to the courthouse, ma'am. State versus John Fondren, possession of methamphetamine with purpose to deliver 13-121.
sheet?
No, we didn't mention one on him.
Is there anything pending in this case?
Petition to revoke.
Your Honor, I believe what happened was there was an original petition to revoke filed. That petition was dismissed, but instead of a new petition being filed, I believe an amended to the first one was filed. And so the revo would only be based on the allegations contained in the amended petition. There is one allegation that also needs to be added, which is non-payment.
Okay. There's not a petition in the file.
Okay.
When was the amended petition filed?
I'll look for a copy of that right now.
September 26, last year, Your Honor. That's the one I have.
Okay. Well, there's no evidence of service. Well, I'll just enter a plea of not guilty. We'll set it down for a hearing. Let's see who signed the judgment. Maybe we can find a petition.
No, nothing.
I set it for July 10th at 9:30. Anything else we need to address?
Your Honor, would you set a $500 cash bond?
Okay, I don't. What are the allegations?
Well, the allegations currently do not contain the non-payment. The allegations that would be covered by the current petition to revoke. Come back to that real quick. Whereabouts were unknown, had moved from previous address, and had last time he reported to probation was September of last year.
Where is he staying?
Your Honor, the information I have is in Jasper. HC 70, Box 62 in Jasper.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir. That was my current address.
500K.
I have no room to, but sounds great.
Okay. That's all we can do today. Thank you.
Do you have any bonds, sir?
500 cash.
Okay, thank you, sir.
State versus David Salisbury. Possession of controlled substance methamphetamine 14-28. Set for hearing today.
He's applied for our services, Your Honor. All right, we already...
Your Honor, it's my understanding he appeared last Friday in front of Judge Webb. It was determined that you had signed the sentencing order, and so he was ordered to appear today to be put on your docket for a hearing date to be set.
I set the hearing for July 10th.
Your Honor, we've agreed to request the court to reduce the bond from $1,500 to $900 cash.
That's agreeable with the state, Your Honor. That would bring Mr. Salisbury current with his monetary obligations.
I'd rather not do that.
Okay.
That'll be all. State versus Brandon Jones, breaking or entering theft of property, 14-168.
This is a first appearance on the petition to revoke, Your Honor. He was served with a warrant on June 4th.
Do you have a lawyer, sir? Who is your lawyer? Did you fill out an application? It may have been filed in the case file or something.
I think I think our office was appointed at his last appearance.
Okay.
Judge Webb.
I don't see, he may have appeared before Judge Webb, but there's nothing to indicate he's been arraigned.
Your Honor, Mr. Russo may have represented him in the original plea. That may be why he's thinking that Mr. Russo represents him.
The 19th?
I'll enter a plea of not true. We'll have a revocation hearing on July 10th, 9:30.
We're showing that Judge Webb signed the sentencing order in this
did he?
case. It may be a Division 4 revocation.
Okay, we'll set it for another day then. Okay, 31st of July.
Thank you.
That'll be all, sir. Thank you.
Is there a bond on it?
Oh, let's see what it's set at.
I don't believe there has been a bond set, no.
Your Honor, the allegations in the petition do include one of non-payment based on the sentencing order.
Says he's used controlled substance, traveled without letting the probation officer know, hasn't let him know his address, didn't do his community service, been uncooperative, hadn't paid supervision fees or restitution or court fines. What's the recommended bond?
No less than $500 cash. That would bring him current on monetary obligations.
That'd be all right.
500 cash would be the bond.
Yes, sir.
State versus Anthony Bragg, possession of methamphetamine with purpose to deliver, possession of firearms for certain persons, marijuana, 15-43.
But she'll need to be transported.
Sir, we'll transport you to the courthouse. State versus Brian Knight, drug paraphernalia, obstruction of governmental operations, 15-119. Good morning, sir. Do you have a lawyer? Okay. Okay. He made an application. Okay. I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir. You're here for an arraignment. How does he plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Next appearance will be on August 21st at 9:30 a.m. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that'll be all, sir. Thank you. CR 2115, State versus Travis Baskin, charged with possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, obstructing governmental operations. I guess he's here for an arraignment. Just Sir, I've appointed the public defender to represent you, and you're here for an arraignment. How does he plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
I'll enter the plea of not guilty, will set you to reappear on August 21st at 9:30. Anything else?
Judge, would you consider setting a bond for Mr. Baskin?
What's the state's reckon? Or is a bond set of $15,000?
There is a bond.
Yes. Okay.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's all we can do today. State versus Angela Sims, theft of property, 15-118.
So, yeah.
Now I've appointed the public defender to represent you. You're appearing for an arraignment. How does she plead?
Plead not guilty, Your Honor.
I'll provide Mr. Hancock with a copy of our file, Your Honor.
Okay.
Reappear on July 31st at 8:30 a.m.
He's in the quarry.
State versus Randy Claiborne, 15-103, possession of methamphetamine. Alias Warren withdrawn. Good morning, sir. Do you have a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you intend to hire a lawyer or make application to the public defender's office?
Public defender, yeah.
Okay. Take an application and fill it out, and I'll call your case later.
Okay.
State versus Justin Jenkins, domestic battery, terroristic threatening, 15-81. How's discovery going in this matter?
Yeah, we provided a copy of our file on May 15th.
Okay.
I do have that, Your Honor. We have a scheduling order for pretrial on August 21st.
Very well. We'll leave it as scheduled. You're free to go. State versus Candace Clark, possession of methamphetamine with purpose to deliver paraphernalia and marijuana, 15-38. Appears here for a pretrial. Is there anything to be done on this day in that regard?
No, Your Honor, we do need a criminal history on a Jerry Kilburn.
Okay.
It's one of the witnesses in the case.
I will request his printout, Your Honor, and make that available to the defense to review.
Okay. Very well.
Thank you.
Thank you. State versus Francis Pfeiffer, possession of methamphetamine, paraphernalia, drugs, and firearms. 15-61. Matter set for pretrial. Are there any pretrial motions we need to take up or schedule to be heard?
Your Honor, I was just assigned the case.
Okay.
There's a conflict situation, and I'm not familiar at all with the case at this point.
Very well.
Can we get a new pretrial date set prior to the trial date?
Is July 10th too early, or July 17th? Which would you prefer?
17th.
17th of July. 9:30 a.m., sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State versus Amy Dodson, drugs and firearms, methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia, 15-67. Here for a pretrial. Is there anything to be done in that regard?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll just leave it as scheduled. Next appearance is August 21st at 9:30 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Leila Gilbert, 15-3, burglary and theft.
Judge, to some degree, this case is the resolution is going to depend on the case involving George Upton, and Mr. Russo has that case and will be here this afternoon. We'd ask the court to call it back this afternoon.
Okay, that's what we'll do. Call it at 1.
Books are an important part of your life, and when you go to Books on the Square, you'll find books that will not only be informative, but books that will take you away. Books on the Square now has 2 locations on the south side of the Harrison Square. Books on the Square carries fiction books, books on CD, lots of westerns, and books full of mystery. Books on the Square, too, next to Deb's Frames and Things, has your nonfiction favorites, religious, historical, and even cookbooks. Take a stroll down the south side of the square and visit both Books on the Square.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the Square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
15-17, sexual assault in the second degree. And this is the case where the defense wanted to pursue additional information regarding.
That's correct, Judge. Mr. Bradford and I met with you in chambers and discussed the evaluation done in this case, and some additional information that Mr. Bradford provided me this week in the form of 404B evidence. So based on that, we would ask the court to continue this case, take the time on it.
All right. If you file a short motion so we can keep our record straight.
Yes, sir.
All right.
File the motion.
State versus William Bryant. Burglary, theft, criminal mischief, methamphetamine, paraphernalia, drugs and firearms, 15-19.
Judge, we have a resolution on Mr. Bryant's cases, which would include the Newton County case, and I'll be standing in for Mr. Berry. Mr. Bryant is in custody because he had a misdemeanor warrant out of Boone County District. So if we could recall this, and after lunch would be fine, we're going to resolve it.
Very well.
Thank you.
State versus Tiffany Fields, also known as Tiffany Newark, possession of firearms by certain persons, theft of property, 15-33.
Your Honor, this is another case that Mr. Bradford and I met with you about in chambers. Ms. Fields, there's another case file that's going to potentially be filed as a felony that stems out of the facts and circumstances in this case, and we were asking to continue this matter and set it for a report on, was it July 17th, Wes?
It was either the 10th or the 17th. It was a July 7th.
Any of those dates in July?
Reappear on July 17th at 9:30.
Your Honor, to the extent this is set for trial, we would move to continue the case until the time.
Very well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Maxine Carter, theft of property, non-financial identity fraud, 15-39.
Your Honor, there's been a development in this case in the form of restitution and a significant amount, and Mr. Bradford and I would like to discuss how that's going to change the resolution, if we could recall it later this afternoon.
Very well.
Thank you.
Out of Newton County Circuit Court, 15-41, State versus Forrest Warren, possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
How much was your bond? Still a good number? 870?
Yes, sir. I've appointed the public defender to represent you. You appear for an arraignment. How does he plead?
I plead not guilty, Your Honor. Waive reading of service if necessary. Request a jury trial.
Reappear in Jasper on August 5th at 10 o'clock. State versus Roy Arnold, sexual assault in the second degree, 14-53.
No.
This is a case which is set for trial beginning July 3rd. I've been advised it'll take 2 days to try the case. Because of the Independence Day holiday, the courthouse will be closed in Newton County next Friday, so I really have no, I guess it's starting on the 2nd rather, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I really have no choice but to continue it if that's agreed.
Yes, sir.
Very well. We'll issue a scheduling order. The next time I have jury trials in Newton County, I'd like for this to be first out so we could resolve it. Unless there's something else that really needs to take precedent over. Very well. Stay in contact with your lawyers, sir. State versus Preston Campbell, criminal use of a prohibited weapon, battery, 15-23. Morning. Matter scheduled for jury trial July 2nd. Is there anything we need to do?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor, but we can just leave it on for trial.
Okay, we'll leave it on as it stands. And finally, out of Newton County, State versus Evan Lewis, criminal mischief in the first degree.
Your Honor, we'll be submitting an order to the court that I think will take care of this matter.
Very well. State versus Eric Horton, hot checks, 08-187.
I just think the state's going to have a motion to dismiss this. I think everything's in compliance.
Your Honor, that is correct. His case has since been closed out for probation, and I've verified with the sheriff's office that all monies are paid in full.
You want to dismiss?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the revocation was dismissed, but you'd need to petition the court if you want to try to seal the case. Mr. Horton, be excused, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State versus Richard Webster Jr. is a drug case, marijuana and drug paraphernalia, 11-269.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Judge, this is a case where we're going to have Mr. Webster evaluated at HRA. I believe he went over there, but they were having issues with insurance, and so he has not been evaluated. The kind of the backstory is he did not get a copy of the order that was entered requesting the evaluation. I have given him a copy of that order, and we would ask to pass this for 30 days so he can take that order over to HRA and get evaluated or assessed.
August 7th, 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.